I think we might be live right now. I think
Okay.
so. I think so. Let's see. Uh, I think. Yeah, we're live. We're live on Periscope, and I believe we're live on YouTube. I think.
Live and direct.
Yeah, this is good. Let's see. Let me pull up the YouTube channel just to be sure that we're live and stuff. I want to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I want to make sure that we're live. Yeah, we're live. There you
That's
go.
great. That's great.
All right, man. So we're live right now on Periscope and YouTube. So
And this is records we love.
we love. It's not records that I love, and it's not records that Percy loves. It's records that we love, Mr. Spock.
We love them.
We love them to
We
death.
love
We
them.
love them to death. All right, Percy. Uh, shall I go first, or do you want? You want to go first? You go first.
How you doing, Gareth?
I'm
How
doing all
you
right.
been? It's been a while since we've
It's been a
done
while.
this.
Yeah,
Since I have.
it has. It has. It's been a 2-3 weeks since
Yeah.
we've done this
Yeah.
records we love. It's been a while. I know we were planning to do it a couple of times, but it just didn't happen. But looks like we're finally up and running, and we got things going. And
Yeah.
let's tell the viewers a little bit about what we do on this show. We basically talk about records. We each pick 5 or 6 records each, and we go through and explain the history of that record, how we came about, how we found it, what we think of it, what tracks we love, and why we love this particular record. And I know, Percy, you and I have spoken many times in the past about
Yes, we have.
our love for vinyl. And I think it's very true that if you are a true music lover, if you truly, truly love music, sooner or later you're going to encounter vinyl. You're going to encounter records. And you're going to start dabbling and digging into it and purchasing because that's a pure uh, music lover's format, I think.
Yeah,
Would you not
definitely.
agree?
Oh, completely agree. And I was actually reveling in that today. I was going through and I had my pick from last week. I know we were going to do this last week. Unfortunately, some situations prevented that from happening. But I started to go through my list again. I like to make sure that I have good information to give on the record
Mm-hmm.
and an honest opinion and why I like it, why I have it. And I don't want to. I was just listening as I do, throwing a record and just have it in the background, listening as I have my thoughts going. And I was listening to Shaft in Africa, and Johnny Pate
Shaft.
did the orchestra,
Uh huh.
and I have it's a original original
Your
orchestra.
video is stopped, dude. I don't know what happened. You're just stuck on one frame. It hasn't moved in like 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening here.
It's, your audio's coming through, but
Okay,
we got no video coming in.
that's very very odd,
Let's
very
try
strange.
that
Let's see what's
again.
happening.
You just went back to Skype. There you go. There
All right,
there
all
he
right.
is. All right,
So
I
hey,
got you.
hey,
I got you. You're
hey,
back.
how you guys
How
doing
you
out
doing
there?
over there?
You don't want to miss none of this. You see
No,
this?
not a moment.
So, so this is the
Shaft in
Shaft in
Africa.
Africa,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And man, this guy Johnny Pate, who conducts this orchestra, and I'm sitting to it, listening to it here in my listening room,
Mm-hmm.
and I closed my eyes with the speakers in front of me, and I could literally the way the album was mixed, I felt like I was sitting in front of the orchestra,
Wow.
right? I can see the percussion off to the left
Mm-hmm.
based on how they mixed the sounds, right? How they did all the audio mixing for the orchestra. I could, visually, I can see in my head where the horns were sitting, where the low brass section was,
Right,
where
right.
they had the drummer set up with his kit, where they had the guitarist standing out in front. the way an
That's
orchestra
amazing.
sets up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I mean. You can capture that in digital audio, but when you're listening to it on a record, it
Right, right.
really is a different experience
Yeah,
altogether.
yeah. It
You
places
know,
you right there. You're
it
you're
does.
you're in the mix, so to
Yeah.
speak. You're
Yes.
it fleshes out. You get the full audio spectrum, on either sides of your ears.
Right.
It builds the whole the mental image of what's going on.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now,
And it was phenomenal just sitting here listening to it with my eyes closed, and I caught myself for a moment. I came up after a couple of tracks and I was like, fuck, that was amazing. I that's one thing I missed that I didn't do enough of before this pandemic that we've done
uh
that
huh.
we've gone into is go to more orchestral concerts, right?
Yeah, yeah.
More of that rather than I love, don't get me
It's
wrong, I
it's
love
very it's
concerts, I
very
love
emotional.
shows.
Do
It
you find
is.
that like
It
orchestral
is.
music? It really
Yes.
does. It touches your soul. You become very emotional when you listen to certain tracks. It sucks you in.
It does. Truly it does, man.
Now,
And
Shaft in I gotta ask you about Shaft in Africa. Is that your first pick, or is this just to tell us about the
no, that was
experience?
just an experience that I
Okay,
had
cool.
today,
So
kind of going
did
through
you?
everything.
Let me ask you this though. I mean, Shaft in Africa. Have you ever seen the film?
No, I haven't. I have it, but I have never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago. There's three Shaft movies, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
there
the
are.
one with the original Richard Roundtree, and then I think
Right.
then many years later they did one with Samuel L. Jackson, which
Hey, motherfucker.
which was a reboot, but it was actually a sequel also, right?
Right, exactly. And it was really good.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean, it was
reboot
fun.
slash sequel.
It was fun. He did a good shaft.
Yeah, Shaft. Shut your
Yeah.
mouth. Talking about Shaft.
Shaft.
Shaft. Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
What a great track that is, though. The Shaft theme.
Yeah, man. It is. It
It's
is. And this one
awesome.
was for this particular album, it was done by the Four Tops. So
Very
yeah,
cool.
classic,
Now,
man.
is that an original or a reissue that you got over there?
That is an original right here. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. No barcodes.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
What's up? Anything with no
Beautiful.
barcodes, I love.
Yeah, yeah. No barcodes.
Now, it does have like a little indenture here in the corner on the sleeve,
Okay, so it was a
and you can
discounted copy back in the day. They punctured it.
exactly,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
I
And
got a few of those.
man, I don't mind. I
No,
like it.
no, of course not.
It's a,
No, you can get the ones with the cutouts. You can get some albums which are literally brand new, like never been played, and like
right,
30, 40 years old,
right,
still in their shrink wrap, but it's got the little cutout. But once
right.
you open it up, the vinyl, the album
Pristine.
is perfect. It's just
Yeah,
it's old, new stock. Or
exactly.
sorry, let me reverse that. It's new old stock.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
hmm So
So what's your
you
first
want me to go
pick?
first? Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do one that's
I'm gonna sit back and spark up my doobies.
okay. Let's take a look. There he is, right there. So I'm gonna do one that also is barcode free, and this is one of my all-time favorite albums. I'm a big fan of this band I'm about to show you. But out of all their stuff, and I love all their stuff, but this is my favorite album of theirs,
All right.
and it's also their first album. And this is the self-titled The Smiths.
Oh man,
This is
that's awesome, and
this is
that's an original
this is an
pressing
original.
right
Yeah,
there.
this is an original UK first pressing. Right here.
Every day is like Sunday.
Sunday,
Hey
I'm
man.
gonna kill myself. Yeah, this is the original first pressing of the Smiths' debut album, The Smiths. It's a great record. It's one of the. It's an album that you can listen to. You just put it on and hit play, and
It is.
every track is
It truly is.
superb. But I do have a little follow up on that. So this was their first album,
Hmm.
and there's a track on here called "What Difference Does It Make," which was like one of their first big hit singles. And they released this single, I think, in 1984.
Hmm.
And on the single on the cover, there was a picture of Terrence Stamp, Do you know
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
know
Terrence
you know
Stamp
what
is
Terrence Stamp is?
yeah, he's Dr. Loomis.
No, Terrence Stamp is General Zod from
That's right. That's
General
right.
Zod.
General Zod. Why do I think Dr.
I don't know. You're
Loomis?
thinking of Donald Pleasance from Doctor Loomis
Yeah.
from Halloween.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. No.
Um,
No. You're right. Yeah.
yeah,
The
he was on,
General
he's
Zod.
on the cover like as a young man holding a pint glass of milk, and he's smiling like this. And it's from one of his early films in the '60s, and they used that as the cover of the record. What difference does it make? But what happened was when they released this single,
Mhm.
apparently they didn't get the rights to use the photograph
Oh.
of Terrence Stamp. So
Ooh.
they released them, and they had to pull them off the shelves immediately and
Mhm.
reissue it. So what they did to reissue it was they got Morrissey to recreate the image of Terrence Stamp holding the glass of milk, smiling, and
Interesting.
they issued that. But here's the catch: when they released the image of Morrissey holding the glass,
Right.
no sooner they released it, but they got permission from the Terrence Stamp estate to use it. So they pulled all the Morrissey ones and re-released all the Terrence Stamp ones. So the singles of Morrissey holding a glass of milk, only a tiny amount actually made it to the shelves, and
That's
it's incredibly rare.
and you got
Correct.
one.
Yeah, I got one right here, and
Yeah.
here it
That
is.
that is cool.
This is the 7-inch single of that's Morrissey recreating the Terrence Stamp pose for What Difference Does It Make on
That is
on a
awesome.
45.
That is
Smiths.
awesome.
And it's worth quite a bit of money now. You know,
I bet.
because like what 35 years old? No, probably yeah, about 35 years old. And
What's it go for?
it's very rare.
What's the value on that?
I think it goes for around $70.
Ooh, that's
I
nice.
think so. There you go.
That is
So
a nice one, man.
so this is my two picks from the same era from 1984. We got the Smiths album and the very rare What Difference Does It Make single with Morrissey holding the milk instead of Terrence Stamp.
That is awesome, dude.
There you go.
Love that.
All right.
Love that.
You're up. What you got?
All right, so I'm gonna keep it going, kind of in the couple of few decades back, going with some David Axelrod.
Axelrod.
Songs of experience.
You think didn't you you told I think you told me about this one before, if I
So
remember correctly.
David Axelrod is a very interesting character. He actually grew up in Southern California, in South Central,
Mm-hmm.
and he grew up in poor neighborhoods of South Central, and grew up actually listening to a lot of R&B and jazz.
Right.
And he had a short stint, a career in like boxing, and did this just kind of side gig shit. But he got into built like his own recording studio,
Uh-huh.
got into scoring and scoring for films and kind of and doing recording for films and television, and then he started to produce his own albums. And what was interesting about him is he has this very interesting sound, man. It's a very 70s instrumental orchestral jazz rock fusion stuff, man. It's definitely way ahead of his time. But this Songs of Experience is a great album from start to finish if you're
How would
into
you describe the music?
very, I would say, again, orchestral, right? So he
Okay.
uses a lot of orchestra, a lot of live sounds. He's taking a lot of different drum beats that he's using. um I would say kind of, very jazzy, upbeat jazzy, big band style. I mean big band in a different way, not your traditional big band, but I guess more from an orchestra perspective. Really, really good jazz R&B.
Very jazzy.
Yeah, definitely,
Like,
definitely.
does it have like the bass guitar going in it and all that stuff?
Yes. Yep.
Dum, dum, dum,
Yeah.
dum, dum,
Yeah,
dum,
but yeah,
dum,
yeah, you'll
dum,
have that
dum, dum,
going
dum.
on. You'll have a full, again, dude, a full orchestra. You know, you got percussion, you got strings going on, you got horns. Um, it's just it's hard to other than how I've explained it now, it's very hard to explain unless you can hear it. And I don't think we'd be able to get away with playing some, would we?
Yeah, unfortunately not. No, but it would be nice if.
Even 4 seconds of it, we'll count it off.
Yeah, we could do it real quick like that. Yeah, that would work. We could do like four seconds or something.
Let's try that. All right. You're gonna count it off as it's playing, and then I'll hit mute once I'm done.
Okay. Here we go. Percy's now hooking up the album, putting it on. There you go. Yeah. Okay. I got that vibe.
Yep. You
Yeah.
hear that?
Yeah. That's good. That's real good. That's real good. Now, do you play that in your office when you just throw it on in the background kind of thing while you're chilling or working on something?
Yeah, you know what I used to do a lot? That's what I do now. But the setup was inside the house before I was able to build this area to house all this music. It was in the house, and my kids and I, we basically throw on a record after work was done, and we're having dinner, cooking dinner, and just listen to records. So that's one thing I do miss about having everything inside,
Yeah.
them being around it as much. But now, yeah, I work out of this area as well. So during the day, yeah, I will throw on a record like this that's,
Yeah.
instrumental, and I just have it going on in the background as I'm working. It also helps out because I'll find samples like that. I'm in the middle of,
Mm-hmm.
writing up an email or knocking out a couple tasks for work, and I will hear a sample in the background. It's like, oh man, let me tag that. I'm gonna go ahead and mess with that a little
Yeah.
bit later on the EP.
Yeah. You're all like, hey, yeah. Hold. Let me stop working and close this email and go and get that sample.
Really quick. Hey,
Yeah. Real
sometimes
quick.
you
Let me
have
let
to.
me grab the
Sometimes
sample real
you
quick.
sometimes you have to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Of course. Absolutely.
You know.
Um. Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I mean, you put some music on, it's in the background while you're working. It really takes the edge off
Yeah,
of dealing with the nonsense of working life. It's a very, very nice experience to do that.
definitely is.
Speaking of instrumentals, I'm going to show you some instrumental right now. So from a soundtrack.
Going on number two.
This is number two. This is an album that I've loved for many, many years, ever since I saw the movie when I was a kid. And this is the vinyl that I'm very, very happy to have, because it is quite rare to get this on vinyl.
Ooh,
And
excited.
this is this is a first edition also of Nosferatu
That is Nosferatu.
by
That is,
Popova.
yeah, they're great. That's yeah, Popol Vuh.
Popol Vuh? I always say Vuh.
Yeah. It's Popol Vuh is the um that is the Mayan Bible.
Yeah.
That's what they're named after. That's awesome, man. That is
So this is
incredible.
the
You can't play 4 seconds of that.
no, this also is, as you can see, barcode free. Um, and
Yeah,
also
yeah, I like that.
in pristine
Oh
condition.
my God.
This is also mint mint condition. Uh, I believe this is a French release. This is a French record. Um, but this album is it's spectacular. If you ever watch the movie will give you your first taste of the record itself.
Hmm.
The sounds, the eerie, the use of different instruments and the atmospheric. It's just a wonderful, wonderful record to play. I also have it on CD.
That's
In
awesome.
fact, I got the CD before I got the record, because this is not an easy thing to come by, this album.
Uh,
But
where did you get it? eBay,
I
or
got
did
I,
you use like
I got it
Discogs
on
or
I
something?
found it on eBay. I've been searching for on eBay for forever,
Have you
and
used
coming up
Discogs?
negative. I have used Discogs, but I didn't find this on. I found this on eBay, and I purchased this like maybe about 3 years ago, something like that. I'm
I,
guessing, um, and it's wonderful. I don't know if you know if you probably know exactly what I'm about to say, but there's something very special about listening to a record, listening to it on vinyl as opposed to listening on
oh yeah,
CD or
oh
digital
yeah,
or streaming. When you listen to it on vinyl, there's a connection between you and the music, because it's a very tactile. It's a
yeah.
very tactile thing, but it's also very ritualistic, right? There's a
It
ritual.
is.
There's a ritual to it. You take it out of the sleeve.
Yes.
You're holding it very carefully. You put it
Yeah.
on the turntable.
Yeah.
It's a very, and then you sit there. You sit there looking at the cover, reading the
Right.
liner notes. It's a very tactile, visceral kind of experience to listen to music, as opposed to just having your phone and hitting play, or putting a CD in and hitting and pressing the button.
Right.
Um, it's a much better experience to go through vinyl, to listen to it
Oh,
on,
that's great.
record. And
Yeah.
look where his hand is right there. See that? Look at that. He's having a feel right there. Nosferatu. Look at that. He's feeling her up. Look at him.
Hey, how you
You
doing?
you dirty rat, you. So what's your next one?
Mm. Um, yo, so my next one is actually, I want to go to the East Coast, take a little trip to the East Coast, and this is a compilation album
Okay.
by a record label because I think that everybody should really pay attention to this record label. They produce a lot of great bands, great albums have come out from this camp,
Uh huh.
and they're doing some
Stuff.
fun stuff out there. And so we got this record called Crown Jewels Volume 1.
Crown jewels.
I mean, I gotta make sure I start taking them out of the sleeves
Is
because
this a new album, or is it an older record, or
this is a new album. This
okay,
is a new
okay,
album with original music, right? Original tracks, and yeah, that's the cover.
yep,
And the album is on the record label Big Crown Records out of Brooklyn, New York.
New York,
And Big Crown's been around for a while, and it's a lot of live bands.
yeah,
Um, the most known band that has come out of the Big Crown label has been L. Michaels Affair, and they have been a live band that covers Wu-Tang songs. They did a full
okay,
album. Yeah, they did a full album called Enter the 37th Chamber, a tribute to Wu-Tang, and it's basically like Cash Rules Everything Around Me, but with a live band,
right,
and
right,
it's instrumental only, right? So this album here is a compilation from just different bands that are on the label that they've put out,
uh huh,
and yeah, it's really great. Something that I think everybody should take a listen to. It's great it's jazzy feel. You have some R&B, you have some funk, some soul. On this specific one, there's a cover of Wu-Tang Tears, which is a famous song by them. So those who know Wu-Tang and know Tears,
mm-hmm,
they'll like
mm-hmm.
the treat that they've put
But
out
it's
on this album.
purely instrumental.
No, actually, it's well, the Wu Tang song is,
Mm-hmm.
but the other songs aren't. There are a couple songs with with some lyricists on it, not lyricists, but singers or lyricists, right? For instance, um, they did this the strange effect by the Shacks. That's a really good one. The Shacks is a band on here that you should look. Bobby Arosa is a another artist on here. Lee Fields and the Expressions.
Mm-hmm.
He's another great soul singer, kind of retro soul singer who's come out in the last in the last couple decades. But yeah, man, it's got a really good sound, really good sound. So
Interesting.
everybody out there, check out
Check it
Big
out.
Crown. Yeah, anybody coming out of Big Crown Records is surely to be a good listen.
It's well worth it.
Definitely. Yep.
Awesome. All right, let me grab my next one down here.
All right.
This one is
I got to get some sound effects, drum roll or something going on.
yeah. This is an album that another old record. um, this is another first edition,
All right.
first UK pressing. I don't know if you're familiar with this or not. I'm just going to show you the
Mhm.
cover. You may or
Okay.
may not know this. I don't know.
I don't. Wait, hold on. I can't see. It's all blurred out on my side.
It's the
Yeah.
the,
Power
the power station.
the power station. Why does that sound familiar?
This is the power station. This was this is the power station 33 and a third is the name of the album.
Okay.
So this is this. When did this come out? This was in what's the date on this? Fuck. I want to say 85. I'm not sure.
All right.
I think it's 85. Yes, it is. It's 85. So this was
Okay.
like a super
Tr-
group.
I was 3 years old.
Tree. You were a tree. I don't know if you recognize any of those faces.
I can't. I can't.
So this was a super group. What happened was Duran Duran
Oh.
took some time off,
And
and they got together with Robert Palmer,
okay.
and they formed a band called the Power Station. And they only ever released one album, I think. And this was it. This was the only record that they made. But man, is it a great record! Like
Man.
if you like hard rock and roll, like real like bass pumping, drums slamming. It's nothing like a Duran. Even though the members of Duran Duran are in it, it sounds nothing like a Duran Duran record.
Right. They kind of took a different approach
Yeah, it's
since
very
it's
very
a
different.
project.
But
That's awesome. I like when bands do that.
it's a great album. I love this record, and listening to it on vinyl is literally 1,000 times better than listening to it on digital or CD. It's so much better. It's ridiculous. There's something it just grabs you. You know that just from that first track. You know it's got Some Like It Hot, which was a big hit. That's the first track on here. They also did a version of T-Rex's "Get It On, Bang a Gong."
That's
And
awesome.
they did a version of that, but a very heavy version of that, and it's phenomenal. It's just great. I love it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'll have to check that out.
So what's your next one?
Hmm. Next one, we're gonna go with. We're gonna actually keep head back over here to the west side. We're
What's
gonna go over to the Bay Area,
the Bay Area?
and I want to highlight this group. Right, this
Uh-huh.
is just a single that I'm gonna pull out because
Okay.
I couldn't find the in all of this with all the moving. I couldn't find the full
The
length,
album.
but I
Uh-huh.
had but I have a single,
Okay.
and I wanted to really showcase this. One of the members from this group. Everybody knows him from collaborating with the Gorillas early on, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the people may not know him; they just know who's the voice behind, right? Because in the video they're all
Yeah,
cartoons,
yeah,
and they have this guy rapping, right? Like suddenly someone let me out of my
yeah,
cage,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, his name is Del the Funky Homo Sapien,
Uh huh.
and a lot of people don't know that he actually runs with a crew called the Hieroglyphics.
Oh, right.
And the hieroglyphics crew is out of.
You almost said hieroglyphics.
I did. I did. And in the Hyro crew,
Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. You almost said it.
um, the Hyro crew, is a great hip hop group from the Bay Area, and they've spun off, other acts like um Pep Love is from that group,
Uh-huh.
and Casual, and a couple of other really great artists have spun off from there, and Dell really put them on the map. I feel they were so doing a lot before that, before they actually before Dell the Funky Homo Sapien started working with Dan the Automator, who is the producer behind the first Gorillaz album. That's
Oh,
how he
right,
was
right, right.
tied into it. And so Dan the Automator actually produced an album for Dell called Deltron 3030.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Dell's thing. But I wanted to showcase the group as a whole, right?
And
And their album,
the gorillas were made up from Blur, right?
right.
Blur, yeah.
I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, that guy, the white
It,
guy, the,
yeah,
the
yeah,
guy,
yeah, that guy.
the guy. Yeah, it was
Uh,
from Blur when Blur broke up.
yeah,
They did the gorillas,
right. Albarn, Damien Albarn or
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know there was a huge rivalry back in the '90s between Blur and Oasis.
yeah.
They were like arch nemesises. You know, they hated
Uh,
each other. It's
Interesting.
probably all publicity though. In real life, they were probably best of friends.
Right.
Ah,
Yeah, you're
you
probably
know,
right. You're probably right about
but
that.
good stuff though for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to the Hyro crew.
Hyro.
Hyro. Oh, they actually have a festival now. After Hyro Day,
Oh, okay.
Hieroglyphics Day. Yeah, and they have a huge. Well, they used to before the pandemic
Before the
hit.
pandemic,
I don't know about now. What the hell's going
before
on
the
now?
dark times, before the empire.
It's crazy this fucking world we live in now. Let me
Isn't
tell
it
you.
nuts, dude? It's fucking mental. It's unbelievable.
Music keeps me grounded.
Oh yeah,
It
totally.
keeps me sane.
Yep.
It keeps me from going.
Yeah.
This place is what keeps me just.
Yeah, music keeps me from running through the mall with an automatic weapon. Uh,
Yeah.
let me see what I got. Let me grab my next one. Hang on. Let me go through here. Give me a second.
Well, break me off, Sam.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got a good one.
I feel like you're doing a roulette, which is fun.
Yeah, because I just grabbed a bunch of albums. I don't have them in like I'm gonna do this one first, this one next. I just go through them. So this next
Right.
one is an absolute classic and an absolute masterpiece. I don't know whether you're familiar with it. I'm hoping that you are. I'm just going to show you the cover. I know.
You gotta have to tell me because I can't see because you have the blur on, so I can never see the cover.
Can you see the?
I yeah, I know.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
This is "Tubular Bells" by Mike Oldfield.
That's badass.
So this is let me turn this blur shit off on the thing here. Hang on. There we go. Now you should be able to see it. You see that now? How's that?
Yeah.
So this is
I've never
tubular.
heard that.
What?
Yeah, I've never
Oh
heard
my
that.
god, dude! You have to listen to this. This album. This is like legendary. This is also a no barcode album. This is a I don't think this is a quite a first edition, but it's up there. This record, it's called Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield, and it's a full album. But every sound you hear on this record, with the exception of a man's voice counting off what instruments are being played, uh, is done by Mike Oldfield. So he plays everything on here,
That's cool.
everything.
That's cool.
So he basically this came out in like 1973, right? So somebody playing every instrument themselves and then mixing it together into a full album was not an easy thing to do back then.
No,
You know,
no,
I
the
mean, I mean,
technology that they have.
I mean, today, any mental case can do it, right? Anyone with a laptop can knock shit out in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
But to pull off something like that, like this, 40 something years ago, that was a real feat.
yeah.
And not only does he pull it off, but he does an amazing job.
I gotta hear that.
It's amazing. So, track one takes the entire side of the album. So the on side one, it's one track.
It's kind of like Pink Floyd Metal, and how
Yeah,
Echoes is one whole fucking track on one
yeah, yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yeah,
But this,
interesting.
you have, if you've seen the movie The Exorcist,
Yeah.
you've heard a small portion of this.
Okay.
Because you know the doon 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 doon
Yes.
doon 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 doon,
Yes.
The Exorcist. Well,
Yes.
this is where that theme came from. Tubular Bells, well, Mike Oldfield.
Interesting.
It's well worth it. I mean, you can stream it. Just go to Spotify or whatever, and you can stream the thing. And why is everything red? My face looks really red, but all the colors are messed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
I
it
can't I
does.
can't get the
It's,
colors right. Hang on.
put your
There you go.
what's it called
Is that
back on.
that's a bit better, I think.
Put
Um,
your
put me
filter back on,
put me
and it might work.
Blair on.
There you go.
I think it's okay now. But yeah, so I would check it out. Listen to it. And when you're listening to it, just remember that every sound you're listening to is done by one person. When you hear the
That
bass, the guitar, the drums, the this, the that, it's just one guy
You know what?
doing all that
I'm
stuff.
gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it and go to one like that as well.
Okay.
There's a guy who I'm gonna put out there.
All right.
He's a newer chap, right? I mean, at least in the last couple of decades,
Uh-huh.
and he is a hip hop chap.
Chappie. He's a cheeky chappie.
And I am going to go with the name of this ensemble that he put together is called Yesterday's New Quintet.
Ooh.
Yesterday's New Quintet
Uh-huh.
um is the brainchild of producer MC Madlib out
Okay.
of Oxnard, California. Madlib is the culprit who brought us a group called Loot Pack in the 90s,
Uh-huh.
a hip hop group. Quasimodo, he's a little alien figure who
He's a
has a
he's a humpback
yeah, and it's crazy because there's Quasimodo, and he's a hip hop MC from another
out of
planet, and
space.
yeah, exactly, from outer space, and it's basically Madlib rapping into a an audio tuner that
Uh-huh.
pitches his voice up very, very high, and he creates this character with this cartoon, and he gets into crazy fucking shenanigans, smokes weed, and goes loop digging for records, and he's
Uh-huh.
an alien, right? So it's a trip, very. And that guy has his own records and has his own little thing, but this guy Madlib on this album created, again, the album's called Yesterday's New Quintet. So it's a five-piece band that he played every single instrument,
Oh,
right?
nice,
So
nice.
so
Yeah.
so he played the upright bass, he played the drums, he played the guitar on it,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
added some trumpet, and he played the keys on it. So, and he would, it's him just laying everything down. But man, I have always found it fascinating. He is the one who opened me up to learning about people like David Axelrod and other musicians who are like this, because
What
they're the
a
ones who are creating it and are playing it, and then they may have an orchestra play it live,
mm-hmm.
but they're the ones playing it at home first, or wherever they're playing it in the studio first, and
Yeah,
laying
yeah.
those tracks down. And I find that
What about
fucking amazing.
Mark Reblay?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He's amazing.
The guy.
Amazing.
The guy is
Incredible.
so great. So great.
Incredible. He's so quirky. When you watch, he's so like
He is. He
he's so
is.
quirky and fun to watch, but he's so talented. It's amazing.
He is,
It's
man.
phenomenal.
What a musician. What a
Yeah.
I'm very happy
Hmm.
that he's out there doing this thing because from a
Oh yeah, yeah.
musician's perspective, man, he deserves
But he's
it.
great. Yeah, yeah.
He is awesome, dude.
And to just to come up with that shit live,
Yeah.
he does like a live stream and throws his phone number up there and says, "Hey, give me a call."
Yeah.
And then
Right off the
and they
cuff.
say, hey Mark, can you write a song about French fries? And he's like, "Oh, French fries, yeah, no, boom, 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 boom." Next thing you know, he's got some great track about fucking French fries. It's
Oh, it's
incredible.
great.
It's
Yeah.
it's amazing. I love it, love it, love it. Was that your pick?
Yeah, that was my pick.
All right, let me see what else. Let me see what else I got down here in my bag of tricks. Let's see. Ah, yes. So we've talked about in the past about these online record studios that have popped up in the past few years, and they release albums on vinyl and digital that are very eclectic, shall we say? Well, there's a record company or in the UK called Burning Witches Records. And even the name "Burning Witches" really got piqued my interest and made me think like, oh, that sounds very very interesting. I wanna pay attention to these guys.
Right.
And they release unique albums that are usually very very dark and synthesizer laden. In other words, think of John Carpenter kind of vibe, like horror movie soundtracks for movies that don't exist.
Right.
It's that kind of vibe. And I've bought a couple of their records, and I've never been disappointed. They've always been phenomenal. This is one of the latest ones I've gotten. This is the paranormal sounds of the synthesizer. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see
That's
this?
great. Yeah, I can. The synth is such a great
The
instrument, man.
paranormal sounds of the synthesizer, and this thing, if I can get it out, this comes on red vinyl.
Oh,
It's a beauty. And all it is like real dark and moody synthetic sounds, and it's
that's awesome.
very it's hypnotic. The atmosphere that this thing projects is phenomenal. Earlier on you were talking about having a record on in the background while you do stuff. This is like major, ambient sounds, but very kind of dark and disturbing
I like that.
ambient sounds,
I like that.
it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. So this is
Interesting.
paranormal sounds of the synthesizer. Highly recommended. Great record. And check out Burning Witches Records. I think it's burningwitches.com. I think they have a huge selection of vinyl that you can purchase. And obviously, if you buy the album, you get the digital the downloads. You can download like the FLAC files of the album, as well as having the record. So it's well worth it. It's good stuff.
Burningwitches.com.
Yeah, Burning Witches. You searching for it?
A bookmark it for later.
Yeah, it's well worth it. Very very good stuff.
Awesome.
What else? What else you got? What's next for you?
For me, the next one is I'm gonna keep it here local. This is actually the song that we were listening to when we first connected, right? It was some like a flute song with a hip hop beat.
Yeah, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. That is actually an artist, showcase an artist from a local artist. His name is AWOL 1.
AWOL 1 and Daddy Kev.
And this album is from 2001. Really, really good. This is a single, Rhythm, off of an album called Sold Out. And that's the song that we were listening to when we connected. But
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to, I like showcasing, giving shout outs to local artists, occasionally, because you gotta support local, right? And this is somebody who's actually done a lot of events here in Pomona,
Mm-hmm.
and as it's just a SoCal native, AWOL 1, and both Daddy Kev actually runs a label, and a label called Alpha Pup Records, and they distribute a lot of music for like the new Sublime stuff,
Right,
and
right.
or that they used to, like, they at some point that they did, and other music like that. So yeah, it's a really cool local hip hop head. Wanted to shout him out, and yeah, man.
No, stuff like that is really cool because yeah, if if they make it big and they become nationally famous or world famous, you have a collectible, you have a piece of vinyl, but like, hey, this was when they were like barely starting, right? So
Yeah,
you have something collectible. And the flip side is that if they never make it big and they never make it huge, you have something unique,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
So for a collector, for somebody who collects vinyl, when you support a local artist and you buy their records, you buy their
Right.
vinyl, for you as a collector,
Yeah,
is win-win. You
exactly.
can't lose. If they
And
make it
you
and get big, you got something unique. If they don't make it and they vanish, you got something probably even rarer, right?
right,
You have this gem, you know?
right. And that's the thing. If there was a very big hip hop resurgence back in the early 2000s, right? Under late 90s, early 2000s, where it became more of a underground hip hop back to its
Uh
roots,
huh.
and that's where the whole term underground hip hop or backpack
Right, right,
rappers,
right,
shit like that came from. And this cat is an underground hip hop head. He was, sitting there. The group that the group the hip hop group's actually very well known worldwide. He has a following in Japan, and actually has quite a bit
right.
of followers, but it's exactly what you're saying. It's like you either make it to a superstar
Mm-hmm.
status and your fucking records now shoot up,
Right.
or you
Or
go
you don't.
nowhere,
You go nowhere.
and
But it's
and
it's
your
still
records
collectible.
are still
Very
very, like,
collectible.
very rare
Yeah.
because you're out of the game, and it's an imprint
Yeah.
into a culture, right? And the culture could be hip hop culture,
Yeah.
or it could be record collecting
Sure. Sure.
culture,
Yeah. It's
right?
for the collector. It's win-win. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
exactly, dude.
Totally.
And then of course, you always correlate certain songs to certain times in your life,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Big
in
time.
that
Big
era
time.
when this was out,
Big time.
2001, man, I hear that song, and that to
Takes
me
you
is
right
like,
back.
oh my God,
Takes
dude.
you
It
right.
takes
You're
me
right
it
there.
takes me back to being in the alleys in Los Angeles,
Uh
in the
huh.
fashion district. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Down there in Los Callejones, as they call them.
Yeah. It takes you
And
right back. Yeah.
fuck, I love that shit.
Music is really it's like a time machine, man. It really is. You'll hear a record or on the radio or something, and something that you hadn't heard forever, and suddenly, boom, you're a little kid again, or you remember exactly where you were when you first heard it. It sucks you right back to that moment. It's amazing. It really is. Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah, absolutely.
The shit is Bananas.
Bananas.
This shit is bananas.
Bananas. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad that's my middle name, by the way. Bananas. Yeah. Gareth Bananas. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, iTunes.
Yeah, bananas. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
And
whenever you go for a job interview and they ask you your name, say your full name, but always throw a B in the middle. And they say, what does B stand for? And you say, bananas. and then see how well the interview goes. Bananas.
You
Okay.
might get it, you might not. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Hey, if you're applying for a job at the zoo with the monkey cage, hey, you might get it. I don't know. Let's see what else I got down here. My down here. What I got left? Oh, okay. All right, I got two by the same artist. So I'm gonna go for their newest album first.
Right.
You are probably completely unfamiliar with these. I'm guessing, but I could be wrong. I'll show you the cover.
Hold on. Don't. Is that? That's not. No, not Thundercat. No. No, 'cause Thundercat is him coming out of the water.
Any ideas? I'll tell you.
No.
So this is the 2017 album from a band called Sparks.
I've heard of them.
This is Sparks. I don't know if you're familiar. Yeah, but this and this is an album that came out in 2017. Sparks as a band, they've been around since, I don't know, like 1970, I think, something like that. And you'd think that's a band that's been around that long and they're still releasing music. Their music's probably going to be kind of lame because they're old and they've lost touch, right? I mean, that's the perception, but not these guys. Holy fuck!
Yeah.
This album is amazing.
Yeah.
Phenomenal record. They just came out with a new album a few months ago. I haven't got it yet, but this is the one from before. This is the record. It's a double album, double vinyl.
Yeah. Who's that broad on the front? Not in the background. Right there in the bottom.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's Miss Piggy right there. That's the hippopotamus. They're very kind of avant-garde, very strange. Their lyrics might not make a lot of sense sometimes. Their vocalist, the Ron Mail, the vocalist. It's very I don't know how to explain it. It's like rock but operatic. It's like
Okay.
it's he
Okay.
he does like a very it's
Okay.
amazing. So I'm gonna kind of flip. So this is their 2017 album Hippopotamus,
Right.
but when I was over in the UK last year, I went to a record store and I was digging, and I found their second album. It shouldn't be green. This is
That's cool.
this is Kimono in Your House
That looks badass.
by Sparks. And this is from 19. Oh god, there's no date on it. But also, if you notice, no barcode. This is a first edition UK pressing of the Sparks. There they are. If you notice, the quirky thing with Sparks was that Ron Mail always looked like he used to dress like Hitler. Right? He used to have like a little mustache like Hitler. You see that?
It's funny as fuck.
This is from 1974. This record, and it's awesome. It's superb. But I was lucky enough to find this in like a bin
Man.
for £1, and it's in great condition. This is a first UK pressing of Kimono in Your House by Sparks.
How many records did you come back with when
I
you
came back with a few. Let me get this. But the story with Sparks, for me at least, is I remember being a little kid, maybe 4 or 5 years old, and watching Sparks on TV and being fascinated and intrigued by them. Because you got, you got the Hitler mustache and you'd be playing the piano like this, all fucking acting all crazy. And the music was very hypnotic. And I kind of fell in love with it at a very young age, maybe 5, 6, or 7, around that age. and I always loved their music. And I remember in the 80s, I bought a couple of their CDs, and they were never really huge. They were never like a massive band, but they were like an indie underground band. And then like a dream came true last year when they played L.A. for the first time in I don't know how long, and I went to see them play live.
What was it?
Oh, they were fucking incredible, dude.
It's
They were
badass.
incredible, but it was kind of emotional for me because I was sitting there in the audience watching them play,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is very surreal because I have these memories of me as like a 4 or 5 year old little kid watching these guys on TV,
Yeah.
and now here I am in Los Angeles in the audience watching them play.
That's badass.
You know, it's very
Yeah.
it was very surreal. It was very strange,
Yeah.
but it was wonderful. It was wonderful, and they're a great band. And I would recommend dipping your toes into some Sparks music. But
I got to do that.
but it don't expect it's pretty out there. It really is. It's pretty strange stuff, but it's great.
Gotta check it out.
It's great. Sparks. I think that might be. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think that's all my. That's all I got. That's all I got, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we went through five of them. Each of us went through five of them. You know, I do have another one if you
Yeah,
want
let's
to.
see it. Let's do it.
I'm always down to round out with a good one.
Oh, that's Oh my God, that's that guy. What's his name?
Most
Most
deaf.
Def. Yeah, Most Def.
Yes, this is black on both sides.
What happened to him, dude? Did he fall off the planet or something? He's no
So
one's
no,
heard nothing from him.
he actually he started practicing Muslim.
Okay.
And he just basically went into the full, Muslim teachings
Uh
and
huh.
stopped with the music
Yeah.
and all of that for right now. I guess
He's doing a Cat Stevens.
I guess so. Yeah, Yusuf Stevens, right?
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that what?
Same
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He
Exact
goes.
same deal.
He went from Most Def to Yasin Bey,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think they actually hang out. Like, yes,
Him and
it's a
Cat.
it's yes, like on some serious shit.
Yeah.
If
No,
I'm
he
not
did that.
mistaken,
Yeah.
I think they actually do. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yes, he did a Cat Stevens. But regardless, that is still one of the best albums in hip hop. The content that he talks about, what's happening just in our world, and this is 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna
Uh,
ask you when did that come out? Like 2000?
yeah, 99.
99. Okay.
Yeah, as original
Yeah.
pressing here.
Uh-huh.
This one does have a barcode because they were already
Yeah, 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 yeah.
doing that, but this one's been with me, man, from the beginning.
Hmm.
One of my coveted records, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Black on Both Sides by Most Def. And I'm gonna end it with that one, my G.
Well, Most Def, he played Ford Prefect in the movie version of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah. They around I want to say 2008 or 2009. They made a movie version of The Hitchhiker's Guide, and Mos Def played the character of Ford Prefect in the movie version.
That's really cool. That
Yeah.
was badass. I didn't
No,
know that.
he did a great job. He was really cool.
He's
Yeah.
he did this movie with Jack Black, Be Kind, Rewind.
Oh
That was
yeah.
that was very
Where
funny.
he had
Just
to
off,
remake all the movies because they
yeah,
destroyed all the tapes or something.
just off the wall. I liked and I really liked him. And it was a cheesy ass movie. People always make fun of it. The remake of the Italian Job
Oh
with Mark
yeah, yeah,
Wahlberg.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
liked his character in that.
that's right. Yeah.
I thought he did a good job, and he's had a lot of really good roles. A lot of really good
Uh huh.
roles, and the guy's a good
And
artist.
now
All
he's all like whacked out of his skull on Muhammad, right?
I mean, I don't want to say whacked out of his skull. You're gonna
Well,
do what you gotta do.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
what?
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
it. You do what you gotta do.
You gotta
I'm,
do.
you know,
Hey,
I'm
listen.
gonna. Hey, while you're doing what you're doing, I'm gonna sit here and listen to records.
Hey, listen. If he wants to piss his life away in that bullshit, it's up to him, right?
What's crazy is like you got all this money. I guess you could do shit like that,
Yeah.
right?
No, you know
You're
what?
like that's fucking
You make it.
crazy. It's like,
You make a really good point, dude. I mean, if he had to go to like a regular job and make a regular living, that shit would take a back seat, right? But when his bills are paid, he's got a healthy bank account. He can go ahead and do whatever floats his boat.
motherfuckers got residuals.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the next time you buy that record or buy it on CD or whatever, he's getting a piece of that pie, right?
Exactly.
He's got money falling out of the fucking sky probably. But then again, I mean, he's not like a multi-millionaire, crazy rich guy. Don't get me wrong. He's doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's not he's not a pauper or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
But in the grand scheme of money making people, he's a few steps above us, I guess.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah,
Just a
just
few.
a few.
If he played his cards right when he was really making a lot more,
Yeah.
then he set himself up right. And I guess living when you live that lifestyle and you live in that within the teachings of that religion
Mhm.
specifically, and what I've studied about the religion
Yeah.
is that it's a very humble religion, so you're not spending. So I believe that he'd probably, and usually as an artist, man, if so,
Uh-huh.
as an artist, you go through a moment where money is not the main focus, it's just your art, and so you
Yeah.
learn to live and survive on fucking almost nothing just to get
Hey.
your art out there, right?
All I gotta say is he better not start blowing shit up.
Right, for real, for real. And that's a good reference to the Italian job. I like what you did
The
there.
Italian job. Well, he was the safe cracker or some shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, well, that's what I say. He was the
Yeah.
demolition
He was a
expert,
demolition guy.
so he
Blow
blows
shit
shit
up.
up.
Yeah.
There's a twofer right there for you lamos.
Lamos out there who want to know about Mos Def.
Yeah, man. But that's it. I
Yeah.
think that's it for records we love tonight, man.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I, maybe we should up the ante. We should bump it up from 5 to a few more because every time we've done this, we plow through 5 albums in like
An hour.
in no time.
We hit an hour.
You know, we just fly through this shit. We should maybe do like 10 albums each or something. I don't know.
Yeah, do a couple of hours.
Yeah, and
Up the show up to
get
a
into
couple
it.
of hours.
You know, we really need. I see. I don't know. With this fucking crazy pandemic bullshit that we're currently immersed in, I don't even know. Remember we used to go to record stores and dig and look through shit and find stuff. Is that even possible? Is that even a thing now? Can you even do that?
I think there's some record stores that are open. Out here, Claremont Rhino Records is open. If you're down to take the trip out, it would be great. Go over there, pick up some records. We could come here. You could peep the spot, and then we can actually do a live one from here. Boom.
Let's do it next week, dude. Let's do it next Saturday if you're free. Because I know that in Pasadena, Pooh Bah's. Remember Pooh Bah's? It was a really cool little record store. It's been around forever. But I drove past there the other day and it was all boarded up, man. It was so depressing.
Really?
So sad, you know?
No, out here, Rhinos.
So fucking sad. I
Yeah,
mean,
Rhinos open.
but these little record stores that were, before the pandemic, they were surviving. They were making it.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't making a ton of money. They weren't making a fortune, but they
No,
were
but they had-
surviving.
They had come back up. The ones who
Right.
survived all of those closings in the
Uh-huh.
mid 2000s, because 2004, 2005,
Yeah.
the record stores were shutting
Oh
down.
yeah, dude. Yeah,
You know, they
with
were like that was
downloads,
like yeah,
because everyone was downloading everything, right? And
exactly.
now nobody downloads shit. They stream everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
back in the mid 2000s, you were like, you're on iTunes, 99 cents, cha-ching. Everyone was downloading everything to their iPod or their phone or whatever. Nobody does that anymore. Everyone's streaming. Um,
Apple made their money then, and then
yeah,
came back and said, "Hey, give me more money per month,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we'll put it in the cloud for you."
yeah. Yeah, well, I want more. Please,
You
sir, can I have
fucking,
some
you
more?
fucking twits.
Yeah, you fucking douchebag. Have me some more cash, bitch.
I don't even want to listen to you fucking douchebags.
Douchebags. But yeah, I mean, it's really sad that a lot of these little record stores, which were like real gems,
Yeah,
like little gems where you could find really good shit if you
yeah,
had the time to dig through the crates and stuff. And they just can't afford to stay open anymore. They just can't afford it.
yeah.
So they go the way of the dinosaur. It's very, very sad. It's heartbreaking.
It is, man. It really is.
It's
But
messed up.
let's go. I'll make sure that we can hit up Rhino. We'll
Uh
go
huh.
out there. We'll do some digging.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good.
I've been doing a lot of digging online, man. That's where I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, same
go.
here. Same here.
I
I've bought a few albums on online and just get them shipped. Which
yeah,
it's easy. It's easy and it's convenient to have stuff. You click. A few days later or a couple weeks later, it arrives and you're good to go. But it's not nearly as much fun or rewarding than
you're totally right.
than
But
digging through and finding these little nuggets of gold kind of buried in these stacks of albums.
yeah, yeah, shit that people like, well, oh well, I could get that streamed. Yeah, but
It's
a
not the same.
there's a connection that I have to this song
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I'm not just
absolutely.
gonna listen to on streaming. I've heard it 100 times on streaming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
not the same when I come here, open up the
Well,
sleeve,
yeah,
put the record on, and I get to just immerse myself
totally,
in the experience
totally.
of the sound because it's a
No, you're
completely
you're
different sound.
100% correct, dude. 100%. It's a different world. It really is.
Yeah. Tr-
You know.
Truly, it is, my man.
It
Truly, it
truly,
is.
truly, 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 truly. See, I want to see how many times I can say truly, 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 truly is. Ladies and gentlemen, truly, truly is. Well, I guess we're done for this exciting episode of Records We Love. This is the third time we've done it. Hopefully there'll be a fourth,
There will be.
and we'll keep going. For those of you that found us, whether you watched us live or whether you watched us after the fact, thank you so much
People watch this.
for checking it out. Please subscribe if you can. If you don't want to, that's fine too. But we'd really appreciate it.
People watch this.
We had 2 people viewing us.
Oh, right out. Hey, shout out to you two people.
Yeah, thanks, 2
Word up.
people. Two. I don't know if they were human though. They might have been
Ooh.
reptilians
Okay.
from the Andromeda galaxy. I don't know.
Peace to YouTube. Peace to YouTube beings.
Peace to you 2 beings from the alternate reality. Peace. Ack, ack. Ack, 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 ack. Well, Percy, always a pleasure to speak to you, my friend.
Oh man.
Always a pleasure to do this. Let's make some plans for next week so we can actually get some see each other in the flesh. Hey, wait! I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
You don't have COVID, do you?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I don't.
You
I'm
want it?
good.
Because I got it. I can give it.
Yeah, sure. I
Yeah,
mean, hey, we're all
whatever.
gonna get affected
Yeah.
at some point, right?
Yeah. Fuck that.
No, actually, no, man. It hasn't landed over here, thankfully.
Yeah.
But I'm going a little bit loony from not having gone
Dude, there's
anywhere.
nothing to do, man.
Like exactly.
There's
It's just
nothing
like
to do.
people say like, oh well, yeah, you can go out. Like I go ride my bike. I get a little bit of exercise, walking around, but I'm talking about going and doing
Doing
something
shit.
interactive.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man, and that shit's
I
driving me
like
fucking
I'm at
bananas.
work and I'm talking to the guys. I'm like, hey, so what you doing this weekend? And they all look at me like I'm a mental case.
Yeah,
It's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit at home and stare at the fucking wall. What else am I gonna
yeah,
do?
yeah,
You know, he said,
exactly.
I want to go see Tenant. Good luck. There's nothing open. There's nowhere to go see that shit.
You gotta go all the way to Orange
Yeah,
County.
I'm not gonna drive out to see some fucking movie. I'd rather just torrent it.
Yeah,
You
that's what
know,
happens.
that's this bullshit, dude. Enough. Open
Yep.
shit up. Fuck, enough with this shit. Who cares if a few people die? Let's just get this thing's open again.
Dude.
I'm sick of it already. It's
Yeah,
bullshit.
man, I'm kind of like, yo, and people say, well, what if it was your family? Hey,
Hey,
what? Hey,
please, please,
there's.
please. Uh,
Oh
oh my
man,
god.
on that note,
All right,
we will
man.
we will catch y'all on the flip. Be
Later,
easy.
guys. Take it easy. Good night,
Peace.
all.